Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're getting into the real nervous system of a big AV setup. We're talking about the Blustream PRO-8IR-V2 8-way IR control board.
Yeah, and the key thing to grasp here is that this isn't just some add-on box. It's the intelligence that plugs right into the main Blustream custom Pro Matrix hub.
So it's an integrated component.
Fully integrated. For around $222, you're not just buying a board, you're buying the system's whole ability to communicate with IR signals bidirectionally.
Okay, let's dig into that bidirectional flow, and they call it 8-way. What does that actually mean in practice? Are we talking 8 ports in, 8 ports out?
That's it exactly. You have 2 sets of 8 ports, and they each have a very specific job. It creates this perfect control loop.
A control loop. So one set sends signals out.
Right. You've got your 8 IR outputs, and those are for controlling the hardware right there in the central rack. You know, your media server, your cable box, the local stuff.
Okay, so they're talking to the sources.
And then you have the 8 IR inputs. Those are catching the commands coming back from the remote locations through the HDBaseT receivers.
Got it. So you're in the conference room, you point the remote, that signal flies all the way back to the hub, hits an input, and the board routes it to the right output to control the source.
You've got it. That's the loop.
But this is where it gets really interesting for me, the selectable voltage. 5 volts or 12 volts? That seems like a really specific engineering choice. Why bother offering 12 volts?
That really gets to the heart of professional-grade installs. See, 5 volts is totally fine for short cable runs.
But in the real world?
But in the real world, you have sprawling systems. Long cable runs. And over distance, a 5-volt signal just degrades, it gets weak, and you get that frustrating lag. Or worse, the remote just doesn't work.
So 12 volts is just about power, pushing the signal through reliably.
It's all about signal integrity. It punches that signal through so the remote works instantly every time. You have to make sure your IR receivers and your HDBaseT gear can handle it.
That makes a ton of sense. Okay, let's talk about hooking it up, because the connectors themselves also seem to tell a story here.
They absolutely do. The physical jacks tell you everything about the signal flow. If you look closely, the IR input ports, the ones receiving the signal from far away, they use 3.5 millimeter stereo jacks.
Stereo. And the output ports, the ones talking to the local gear, are mono jacks.
Yeah.
Why the difference? I mean, why would an input need a stereo connection?
Well, that's because it's not just carrying the IR signal itself. That stereo connection is carrying power, ground, and the signal all the way from the distant receiver.
Oh, I see.
It needs that third conductor to send power out to the little IR receiver eye at the display location. The mono output doesn't need that. It just needs to send the signal and ground to a device that's probably a few feet away in the same rack.
So it's a purely functional design choice. Really clever.
Purely functional, yeah.
So to sort of bring this all together for everyone listening, the PRO-8IR-V2 is basically the central brain for IR control. It's built to manage that two-way traffic and boost it with 12 volts when necessary to guarantee it works.
And I think understanding the why behind these little details, the voltage, the specific jacks, it shows the increasing demand for systems built for, well, maximum stability.
And flexibility.
And flexibility. But it does leave you with a final thought, right? As we see everything moving more and more towards IP control, you have to wonder, how much longer will a physical high-voltage board like this remain an essential piece of the puzzle?
That's a great question to think about for your next install.